Ideally, we'll just lay down and we won't ever open our eyes unless we like really want to. And we'll just be supported this whole time with whatever you would like to have around you. Hey, Chantil. So yeah, so just take a minute to grab your things, whatever you think you might need or want for this practice. I am just kind of, I'm just kind of improvising tonight, so I can't even tell you what you should have. But the more stuff around you, the better, I'm assuming. Right, so yeah, coming to lie down, that'll be our first stop for sure. Take a minute to really think about getting comfortable, and that for you might mean something like constructive rest with your knees pointing up, or perhaps you want to have a bolster underneath your knees. That might be nice too. Just taking a few moments to get yourself as comfortable as possible so that your physical body isn't as much of a distraction as we get started. And allowing your physical body to find some stillness except for the breath. And taking time and giving yourself space. And just tuning into the sounds that are going on around you. Maybe you're near a window and you can hear the rain. Maybe you can really think about allowing the sound of the rain to become maybe the most important sound right now. Maybe even more important than all the sounds of the thoughts knocking around in your head. Just observing your breath here for a little while. The fluid quality of your breath. The way it comes and goes. Letting your bones settle. Whatever you had to manage today, whatever you had to solve, whatever you had to hold, maybe just for now, giving yourself a little bit of a loosening from all of that, stepping away. And if your breathing still somehow feels a little bit rapid, see if you can start to slow it down a touch. Slowing it down and drawing it out. Pausing at the top and the bottom. Just take another 7 good breaths here. At the start of your practice, at the close of your week. Good. Another deep breath. And then if you have any props underneath you, it might be a good idea to kind of push them off to the side. Let's just bring the knees in towards the chest. And for a couple of breaths, really like squeeze the thighs in towards the belly and notice the way the lower back feels. And how your upper back feels as you squeeze the knees in towards either the center or the sides of your chest. Good. And then go ahead and set the sole of your left foot down on the floor so that the knee remains bent. And just take your right ankle across your left knee, and we're going to take a figure 4 here. Good. In this figure 4, it could be you hugging that left thigh in, or you might keep that left foot extended on the ground or planted into the ground. And taking breaths that feel appropriate, the right depth, the right speed for you on this evening, or whatever sensation is coming up in that left hip. Yeah, good. So, really observe your knees here, your ankles. And then your jaw, your eyes. Taking about 10 more deep breaths in your figure 4. Allowing yourself this slowness. This time of no expectation. This time of letting go of all that just for now. And 2 more breaths. Perfect. And then just go ahead and unwind your legs out of this. And it might feel nice to like roll the ankles around a couple times or to extend the legs out long on the mat. Eventually, we're going to take the other side, but I was thinking that in between the two, it might be nice to take a restorative bridge pose, using a block or a bolster or whatever you have nearby. So after you've gotten your little bit of the wiggles out, then just prop yourself up. Ooh, and I'm thinking of a nice 7-minute hold here or thereabouts. Time to give that psoas muscle a little bit of an opening. This muscle that, you know, probably hates Zoom, like sitting in a chair and leaning forward to stare at a screen, you know. This muscle that can use a little bit more space these days, right? All the time, but certainly now. And our deep core muscles and clenching just a little bit. Wonderful. And just check back in with your breathing here. And whatever is going on there, whether it's, you know, a breath that feels really good and steady and slow, or a breath that still feels maybe a little stress, okay. A little bit less than halfway through here, and if there's some kind of adjustment or shift that you would like to make for comfort or to kind of intensify this relaxing pose, whatever that might be. Yeah, gentle rearrangement of those limbs. Softening of the cheeks, the brow. And maybe here another 15 to 20 slow breaths. these last 5 breaths or so, just about as slow as you can go. Easy going as can be. And as you feel good and ready, you can start to press your feet into the ground and lift your hips up and take that bolster out of there, or the block, or whatever is underneath you, right? And just find your figure 4 over on the other side. So this time I think it's your left ankle over your right knee. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, and a gentle little roll around from side to side if that's something that suits you, or maybe you want to hang out in some stillness. It's sort of ironing out any weirdness that might be in your lower back, in your hip. Just about another 7 deep breaths. Good, and then as you feel ready, take your time to unhook and set both of your feet down on the mat. And then just rock your knees from side to side, maybe taking the feet a little wider on your mat if need be. Internally and externally rotating, and oh yeah, a nice little like low belly rub might be just the thing too. If you wanted to take your hands into your lower mid belly and stretch from side to side, do that. Good, and from here, take your time and extend your legs out nice and long. Reach your arms out past your head. We're going to take a banana pose just by sliding your heels over to the right and your upper body over in that same direction. Whole lot of space through the left side of your body. Good. Yeah, and really take notice of the shoulders. If they are feeling grumpy or, just not happy being out past your head, you're always welcome to soften your elbows or even to take your hands onto your torso. This can be a nice pose to release through the shoulders, but I think today what we're trying to focus on a little bit more is that release through the psoas again, those deep core muscles, your hip flexors. Just breathing as deeply as you possibly can into that place. Noticing the way it feels to breathe deeply and the way your belly moves and your lower back. Your rib cage moves, the muscles in between each of your ribs. Good. Another 5 breaths or so right here in your banana. Good. Come on back through to the center. If you feel like you want something like an active bridge pose, this might be a really nice time to take it. Otherwise, any kind of intuitive movement in the middle. Now, I feel like an active bridge pose is always smart. It's so nice to strengthen your glutes. So nice to strengthen your legs. And to kind of snuggle those shoulder blades together and broaden those collarbones and give yourself a little space through the chest. Activating your heart and your lung meridians here. Good. Maybe just another few deep breaths if you're taking your active bridge pose. Great. As you set yourself down, bring your hips off to the left and drop your knees off to the right. And just find your easygoing spinal twist. Maybe with a little something in between your knees. Maybe a little something underneath that left shoulder. Yourself time to settle, a whole 5 minutes or so in your twisted shape. Every time I spend a decent chunk of time in a twist, I like to really slow down my breath and do my best to follow it all the way from the bottom to the top and then back down again. Watching the way that your bones and your skin and your muscles and everything kind of rotates around this central kind of line, this helix. And breathing up and down yourself, from the center out and back in again. just about another 10 to 12 deep breaths here. Good. Ease yourself out of this twist into what feels like the next right thing to do. Body will tell you, will definitely let you know. Just taking about a minute or so to wiggle around. Find that intuitive movement or stillness, whatever it is that you need. And then take those legs out nice and long one more time, extending those arms out past your head to spine banana. Heels and shoulders on over to the left this time. And just deciding what you want to do with your arms here. Because we're trying to release through the psoas, you want to cut down on the amount of discomfort that we're finding in other areas of the body. Because sometimes when we are really uncomfortable in one place, it actually can like trigger a stress response. So just think about how things are feeling and adjust as needed. Looking for a little bit of sensation, but nothing that is too extreme or intense. Noticing the way that your lower belly, around your hip points is moving. And then bringing your attention up into your navel, into the lower ribs and your diaphragm. And then again into the entirety of your rib cage, front, back, side to side, and top to bottom. How about another few deep breaths here? Great. Then coming back through to the center. It's up to you. You might send both of your feet up towards the ceiling and roll your ankles around, or yeah, again, pulling your knees into the chest or a bridge, or really anything will do here. Happy baby might be nice. Yeah. If you find that you still have a little bit of like buzzy energy in your body that you want to use up prior to going into our yoga nidra, after of course we do our twist, you might do that now. Maybe you want to like lift your head and shoulders away from the floor and kind of clench the belly muscles, or maybe you want to like shake your body down into the ground or wiggle around a little bit. Then stillness isn't always the answer, you know. I think I spent a long, long time just thinking like, if only I could be still, but some days you just have to move, you know. Some days you just have to get it out. So whatever you need here, and then eventually just shift yourself over into the twist on the other side. You're taking your time to get there and really being deliberate about how you arrange your limbs. Whether or not you want to scoot your shoulders or bring your knees a little bit higher, lower. Wiggling yourself into some semblance of comfort so that you can really breathe and observe how the breath ripples through your whole physical form. Movement of your breath, not just in your lungs or even in the areas closely surrounding your lungs, but maybe even down into the low belly, down into the thighs. You feel a subtle shifting in the head and neck, the jaw. And another 15 slow breaths. Really listen for the sound of your exhales, especially those exhales. Beautiful. Good. And now just take your time to come on back to the center or over to your side and do what you need to do to get yourself set up for about a 20-minute long yoga nidra. Getting good and comfortable, like as comfortable as you can, so that once again, your physical body isn't really the issue. And I just had a thought, I don't know if anybody is like game for this at all, but it might be nice to practice on your belly, because we've been on our back this whole time. So I don't know, it's totally up to you. Belly or back, or even on your side, just getting yourself prepared for your yoga nidra. Sometimes it's hard to choose. Good. It's funny because when I learned about, when I took my course in yoga nidra, it was all about symmetry, right? That's why we lie on our back in a normal shavasana, because we want to experience some physical symmetry, but none of us are actually symmetrical, right? It's not really a thing. But comfort is important, so just doing what you can, kind of snuggling your body into the position that feels like rest and like ease. As you wiggle your body into this easeful state, just take a couple of deep breaths to watch the way your body rises and falls. The sound of those breaths now, the most important thing. Really bringing yourself into your body if you were elsewhere. And at the start of our yoga nidra practice, we always set aside a little bit of time to kind of ponder an intention, a resolve, your sankalpa, this kind of seed that we plant, right? Maybe this is something that you have already established. Maybe it's something that you are, continually planting within yourself, this particular idea. Or maybe today it's something new. Maybe today has its own specific needs. So just a little bit of time here to ponder and then to formulate those words if possible. And repeat them to yourself a few times if you have them. And if not, it's okay. and then let's begin to take our scan through our physical body. So bringing all of your attention down into your right hand thumb. Right thumb, and index finger, right middle finger, ring finger, and right little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist, forearm, elbow, right upper arm, right shoulder, collarbone and shoulder blade, right side of your chest, rib cage, back, right side of the low belly and low back, right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, right ankle, heel, arch, ball mound, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and right little toe. You bring your attention into your left hand thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, shoulder blade, and collarbone, left side of the rib cage, chest and upper back, left side of the belly and low back, left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, left ankle and heel, left arch and ball mound, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Pay attention to the tip of your tailbone and the pelvic floor, to your sacrum and low belly, your navel and lower back, your mid-belly solar plexus in the middle of your back, heart center and space in between your shoulder blades, throat, the back of the neck. You notice the right side of your jaw and the left side of your jaw, your right cheek and left cheek, your chin, lower lip, upper lip, lower teeth, upper teeth, tongue, the right nostril, the left nostril, the bridge of your nose, your right eye, your left eye, the right eyebrow and left eyebrow, right temple, left temple, space in between the eyebrows, the entire forehead, your whole scalp softening, top of your head, Your whole body, the top to the bottom, your whole body, nice and heavy. Your whole body breathing. Your whole body full of gratitude. Your whole body finding some peace. Your whole body exhaling. Your whole body exhaling. And keep on focusing on those exhales. The exhale, so important. The exhale, symbol of letting go. And let's just count the exhales here, starting with the number 27 and counting down. If you happen to lose count, it's okay. You can always start over. If you happen to make it all the way to 0, it's okay. You can always start over. 27 exhales. And begin to let go of your breath or awareness of it. And allow your mind to kind of move away from the breath and into visual space behind your closed eyelids. Imagining, if you can, what the world outside of your window looks like. Trees that might be around you, streets, the people, the animals, birds, flowers. The insects and the weeds. The clouds in the sky, the rain coming out of them. Behind all of that, the sun. Bodies of water near you. Imagining this world that you live in with some clarity. Remembering, even in this relaxed state inside of your house or your apartment, the beauty of the world surrounding you, the beauty of the people and the places. And now placing yourself out there too in your visualization, out in that world all around you. And remembering who you are, right? Remembering your unique gifts that you bring to this world. The tree shows us how to withstand the wind. The body of water shows us how to flow and receive. Bird shows us how to be light and movable. And what about you? Take a little bit of time to remember your intention here, or your sankalpa, and see if these two things intersect, or run parallel, or are the same, perhaps. Who you are in this world and who you are internally, what your deepest resolve is. What do they have in common? Settling in with this for a minute or so. And then from here, just begin to listen to the sound of your breath again, this most vital process. Let your breath become just a little bit bigger, a little bit more alive and conscious. And listen for the sounds in the room around you. Fan. People who might live with you or nearby. Animals. And then the sounds outside of your living space, out in the world again. And when you are kind of back to the world and you can start to move your body again, getting ready to like get up and take part, wiggling your fingers and toes. Good, yeah. Find a seat whenever you're ready. Wonderful. Yeah, maybe we'll all just look at each other for a second. My favorite part. We all have our cameras on. It's amazing. Woo! Look at that. Well, Well, let's bring our hands onto our heart and just kind of stack them and take Anjali Mudra if you'd like to. And we'll lift our heart up into our hands. And then we'll drop our head down towards our hands and our heart, honoring our practice and what it does for us. Oh, and honoring each other too. Namaste. It's really nice to teach this tonight. Oh, so fun.
Thank you. I took a little snooze there at the end. My apologies.
That's like,
it was really nice.
You're doing it right. No, I feel like the snooze is like, when you need it, you need it, you know? And if somebody's talking to you in a very soothing voice, like, hello, like, obviously, you're going to be out. So, yeah, every time I come and take Wendy's, I also end up just like, well, what happened? Where have I been for the last 20 minutes? So it's quite a feeling. Yeah. Oh, I miss your faces. I mean, I'm seeing your faces, but I miss like your real faces in real life. So I've just been having a moment here, all of you. Aw. Oh, I miss hugging you, Chantil. Well, I'm gonna go and make some dinner. I will see you all soon. Okay. Have a really good day. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye, night hope.
Bye. Oh, I'll see you later.